you're heading into a big blue. I'll ask firstly, how's the health and fitness of the boys heading into it?
Good. Going into it, we're happy with how we've come through this difficult period of 3 away games, a lot of travel, and we're happy with the squad's at in terms of our health, and we're obviously all looking forward to the Big Blue, a huge rivalry, Australia Day game. We haven't been home for a little while, so we're looking forward to seeing our members and fans here cheering us on, and we know how important they are to help us get over the line.
Ryan started on the bench against the Phoenix. Was that precautionary, just standard rotation? Is he able to start against Sydney?
No standard rotation, just a tactical decision.
And Adama was back into the starting lineup. How did he pull up from his return?
Yeah, good. Obviously, with a few injuries and the concussion, he's obviously been in and out in terms of physically where we want him. But I thought he showed good signs against Wellington.
You've had Salim Khalifi come into the side since that Phoenix game, arriving on loan. I guess first I'll ask, you would ostensibly already appear to have a lot of wing depth even before Salim came in. Why did you pursue Salim?
Well, we felt we needed another attacking player, and there are different players you look for that have different attributes, and not every player is available that you may be looking for. But Salim fits the profile of player that we want. His technical ability, very good footballer, and we feel he can help enhance our game and fit in nicely into the playing style that we have.
What were the attributes that attracted you to him, and I guess sort of also what role do you want to see him playing? Because we have seen at Perth he's played a variety of positions across the park. He was even a wing back at one point in the back five. What position and role do you see his attributes for them?
Well, that's one key component that he can fill in anywhere across the front line is what we feel. Last year, I remember he played wing back against us and was outstanding in Perth, and really caught our eye on that day. So he's a player that's you've always been on our radar, and someone we've always been impressed with since he's arrived to Australia. And we like the fact that he can play a range of positions, and he can do that very well.
Salim wanted to make this move over from Perth Glory, but from everything coming out of Stadge and the Perth Glory administration, they didn't want this loan to happen. They're saying they were forced to approve the loan by the APL. What's your understanding of how everything went down?
Well, my understanding is that we were able to get Salim, and it's a player that we inquired about. Inquiry was made successful, and as a coach, I'm happy he's here. Do
you have any concerns about how the process went down? Like if the APL ordered you that you had to loan one of your players out?
Well, I don't know. We're speculating on what happened, but from our club's point of view, we inquired about a player, and we inquired about other players as well, which you always do at different clubs. And we're very happy that we were able to get Salim.
So when you say you inquired about other players, did you inquire about other players at Perth Glory or clubs around the A-League?
Just around the A-League. You're always keeping an eye on players, who's available, where you feel you may need to strengthen or could help our squad. I believe all clubs do that, including Perth. And, we inquired about a player that we feel can help our team, help our squad, and we're delighted with how he's fitted in over a couple of days of training.
Are you still making inquiries? Maybe you've got that attacking reinforcement you want now. Are you still making inquiries about midfield, defenders, goalkeepers, anywhere else?
Look, I think we've discussed this previously a few times, and we're always on the lookout and we're keeping our eye open. But we didn't particularly seek a position. We were conscious of wanting to add to our squad if it can improve our squad. And we know that Salim can do that.
Back to Salim as a player, you've talked about the various roles he can fill across the front line. Do you envision him as coming in as a starter, or is he going to have to come off the bench to begin with? Because you seem to have had a pretty sort of set wingers in terms of Daniel and Nish look like they're your first choices, and others have come in. What's your sort of thinking there?
Look, I think maybe a few of the players would argue with that in terms of who's the starter, but the key is that we feel that Salim can add value to the team, and it's up to the players to fight hard for that starting position, and we see that every day in training. We know that that's part of the reason why we are at the top of the table, and we want to stay there. And there's an opportunity tomorrow in a big game, big opponent, doing well since Ufi's come in, and we had our last match here was very intense, very good football match that we came out on top, and in front of our great support. We want them to help us again and get another 3 points in an important match.
Ufuk definitely getting more well established there in Sydney now, and he has got them improving. What have you made of how they've adjusted and how they've evolved since Ufuk first took over?
Yeah, look, he came in with his own ideas, as every coach does, and I think the style of play that we're seeing, is pressing very high. They're very aggressive defensively, and they've always had quality players. If you look back over the last 5 years, how much success they had with Steve Corica, it's clear that club's accustomed to being at the top and challenging for titles and winning titles. So it's two clubs that coming up against each other that expect the best and expect to be every year at the top, and so we respect our rival, we respect that football club, and we'll show them the respect they deserve. But we go into the game very confident in ourselves, and feel it's another opportunity for us to keep evolving, keep improving, and get the 3 points that we seek.
Max Burgess returned to their starting 11 against the Jets, and he did so pretty well. He got him a brace and an assist, and showed a lot of work getting in between the Jets lines as well and giving them a lot of trouble. How do you deal with someone with a skill set like Max's?
Well, he's just another player that they've added that's come back from injury. And you can see the quality that he possesses, and he's always had that. But there are many players, very well established players, and some young players that are coming through for them that are impressing. So I don't think it's one player in particular that we need to be aware of. But we'll prepare accordingly for Sydney FC. But the priority for us is that we keep this great run going, and we've come off 3 very tough away games. We would have liked a few more points, but our performances have been very good. And if we can get that performance on the right track again, and at the highest level, then I don't see a reason why we can't come out on top.
Because you have been on this great run, and you've had the wood over Sydney this season. You've been dealing with them, and they haven't scored against you in 2 games. What have you gotten so right against Sydney thus far?
Look, 2 different games. The first one was in round 1. You never know how teams will, after a long pre-season and off-season, will come out. But we're happy with our play on that day. We got the important win, and we showed progress in the last match that we played here at home. We feel that we've improved since then. I know Sydney has as well, so that the game should be an even better one than the last one.
We're approaching the halfway point of the season now, and you still are undefeated. How do you approach that in the dressing room? I mean, is undefeated a banned word, and it's all about 1 week at a time? Do you allow it to be used as a point of aspiration, going undefeated and not dropping a game all season? How exactly do you approach something like this mentally with the players?
Well, there's no talk about undefeated all season. I think there are a lot of games still to play if we're at the halfway point or approaching it. We've shown that we've been consistent. We've shown that we can handle adversity. We can handle travel. We've been strong at home. So all we can do is want to continue that and see in the second half of the year if we can be even better in terms of our performance than the first. If we do that, well then we have an opportunity to continue that run at least this week, and that's tomorrow. So the priority is tomorrow, and I'll be very happy if we're speaking about this next week, because we are still undefeated, and we'd love to have this special match that's always played on Australia Day, that we get the 3 points.